Hey, welcome everybody. And it's Monday. Yeah, I know I kind of said I wouldn't do, but this last video that I shot, we did get a lot of likes. We got 11 likes actually from the last video we shot earlier last night. Yeah, after the Super Bowl, whatever. It was fun, and a lot of you came out. So I said, you know what? Let's uh, let's keep the party going, and let's see if we can nail down two more Get Smart episodes today and two more tomorrow, of course, for Tuesday. So, and oh my gosh, look, it's Kevin Steenberg. Kevin Steenberg came in there early. He must be a Jedi. Yes, hello, Kevin. Welcome. Hey, Mikey. First in the box. Yes, you are. Welcome, welcome. How's your family doing there, Kevin? Everything still going well for you? Yeah. I'm trying to picture the Seattle Seahawks parade that's going to go on. I think it's going to go on sometime this week. Yeah. Probably in the middle of the week or something like that. It's kind of weird. Oh, my family's doing good. Awesome. Yeah, we're doing good here too, Kevin. Cats are fine. Suzanne's doing okay. She's doing the best she can with her leg. She just made us some carrot cake. So I'm going to have that in a few minutes after we get through this today. Yeah. And then, like I said, the MOPS project hopefully will officially begin this coming Sunday on the 15th. And we'll have our friend Chrissy from Brain Bender's Banter to co-host along with my beautiful wife Suzanne. And hopefully we can get Larry, because Larry is going on his trip on Thursday with his son Tyler. Round Route 66. So that should be fun. Hey, King Jamie the Mod. The Mad. Well, you're a mod too. You're a standard mod. Ha ha ha. Yeah, hello, King Jamie. How you doing? Hello, working. Ain't gonna listen, bro. Like button activated. Amen, brother. Thank you. Yeah, what'd you think of that Super Bowl, Jamie? Was that insane? For a minute, for a few minutes left in the game, I thought for sure that the Patriots would go with 0. Yeah. And hey, King Jamie the Mad from Kevin. Welcome. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate that. Yeah, I thought for sure we would have a shutout in a Super Bowl. It's never been done. But dang it, Patriots had to score a couple to relax the betting pool. Illuminati has their hands in everything. They planned it just right. So the final score was 29-13. Add up those numbers, it adds up to 42, which equals 6. Plus now that made the Patriots, of course, they're all time. They've been there 12 times, but their record is 6-6. You get it? The 3 6s, the evil of the beast. Oh yeah, Illuminati, man. Jamie says, yeah, King Jamie the Mod is funny. Of course. I could always say that. Sure, why not? When you come in from now on, King Jamie the Mod. Well, he is mad, but he's mod. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that was a snore festival. I agree. Yes, I agree, sir. But you know what? Here's the thing. Okay, now I understand that Kenneth Williams III, right? He ran nuts, all over the defense and everything. So, okay, so I'll give it to him for the running back. But I really think the hero of that game was Jason Myers, Mr. Automatic, the field goal kicker. He was 5 for 5. So not only did he set the record in a Super Bowl for a kicker for most field goals made, but he made all 5 of them without a miss. And then, of course, he made 2 extra points. So he scored of the 29 points, and 6 of that was scored by the defense, right, with that fumble. And then 6, of course, with Darnold with his 1 pass. Woohoo! Yay! Whatever. But 17 of those points came from Jason Myers. The kickers should have got that Super Bowl MVP award. And they've never given it to any kickers, punters, anybody of the special teams, except for that one time. That one guy, Desmond Howard, that won it. But other than that, yeah, that was weird. Jamie says, nice haircut. Makes me feel shaggy. Well, you are one of my hippie brothers. Come on, man. From Kansas City. Okay. Jake Hudson says, hey guys. Hey Jake, how you doing, brother? I liked and shared. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Um, Kevin says, it is good to see you, Jamie. And hi, Kev, with the peace symbol. There we go. Kevin does say, hey, Jake. Yeah, the kicker deserves a Super Bowl MVP. Absolutely. Dude, he scores 17 of your 29 points. If you don't have the 17 points, it's a closer game than you think, right? The Patriots would have won 13-12. So look what your kicker gave you, morons. Yeah, absolutely. I think he should have got it. Jamie says, hippie. Yeah, you're a hippie. So what? I don't care. I love hippies, man. I grew up as a hippie child. Didn't you know? I grew up in San Francisco. I was a hippie child. But of course, my parents weren't hippies, though. No, they were too conservative. Yeah, oh well. Well, they did take me to Monterey Pop Festival. I got to see some hippie groups there and stuff. I think Three Dog Nights even played. Yeah, but of course we just lost Chuck Negron. So two of the three are dead. There's one left, and he doesn't sing anymore. So anyway, okay. So what we'll do then today is we'll go ahead and continue as I mentioned previously. This is Get Smart continues 4.4. So this covers episodes 7 and 8 from season 4. And then tomorrow we will still do our Tuesday, but then that will be 4.5. That will carry episodes 9 and 10 from season 4. Yeah, we're going to try to knock these out and just go like that and just try to get through them as fast as we can so we can get to what I will really enjoy, not just the MOPS project, obviously, but the other thing I'm going to enjoy the most is getting to those Star Trek fan films that James Cawley did with his New Voyages, which was phase 2. That's basically the 4th year in space for the original Enterprise crew, right? NCC 1701. And then there's the 11 episodes that Vic Mignogna does after that, which he calls Star Trek Continues. And he gets all the way up as a what if scenario. He gets all the way up to after he does part 2, the Espers, which is called To Boldly Go. He becomes the admiral of Starfleet operations. Oh yeah, he does a final speech to all the crew, and then of course, yeah, guess where he ends up? Star Trek: The Motion Picture, right? Comes out the monitor or the train, the automatic train thing, fly down, whoop, and he comes out. He's dressed up as an admiral. So why can't? That's my main question. Why does Rod Roddenberry Jr., right, Gene Roddenberry's son, why does he say yes? These should be canon, but then everybody else at Paramount Plus goes, "Oh, heard that. They don't want to be there. No, not canon." All except for Rod. Anyway, Jamie says, Mom was a hippie. Dad was a sergeant. I lived a torn childhood. I hear you, man. I hear you. Yeah. Jamie says Star Trek was about finding hot space chicks, making out with them, and then skipping planet. Well, yeah, but what do you call those hot android women from my blood? Were they just scrap heap, right? Were they just spare parts? And Kirk wanted to do some of them, but he didn't. And I don't know, which is weird. And then Uhura wanted to be an android female. Whoa, hello. Chekhov, he's just too young. But he had 2 women, one on either side. He could have just banged them for one night and then said, go away. I just did a robot. Come on now, go away. And all of them looked all twins and whatever. It's hilarious. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Jamie says, Kirk tried one of the androids. Of course he did. Of course he did. Come on. That's off screen, though. You don't see that. You don't see him making love to an android. I don't know. Well, he made love to that. You remember what Our Little Girls Made Of? You remember that episode where he made out with what Corby, was a robot, but he created an android woman, and of course Ruck, by take us a big thing, and he does it with the girl, but then freaks her out, you know. And then there was the episode, right, Methuselah, which featured um the guy who basically is immortal, and he creates that other robot chick, and he does it with her, and I'm like, yeah, yeah, he's done robot chicks. Yeah, I'm sure he has. Yeah, I'm sure he did one of the robots females there. Yeah, absolutely. That definitely not with Stella though. Oh my god, Hardcore Fit Mud Stella. Whew, that was a trip. And then they made 500 of her and reprogrammed it. Oh, I'm not. You know what? Mud is a bastard. I am not in any way either sympathetic or empathetic to his cause. No, no, he deserved that at the end. That was the thing. Oh, right, it was making out, but never actually getting jiggy with it. Imagine if you could get jiggy with the android female. Oh wait, they already do it. They're called AI females. Yeah, in Japan. Yeah, you can make out with some of them now. Isn't that weird? Yeah. Or Hura was hotter than a $2 pistol. Amen, Jamie. Oh yeah, Nichelle Nichols back then. Oh yeah. Yeah, well, I can see why Gene had his way with her. Yeah, I can see why. Rawr. Yeah, yeah. There you go. There you go. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started with episodes. We're working on episodes 7 and 8, and 3 likes. Thank you, everybody. And we got one person still watching us now. I know my babe over here. Mwah. Suzanne's watching as well. Let's see. Okay, so the next episode we're looking at is called "A Tale of Two Tales." And while working at the Control Spy School, Max has two students, Trail 99, thinking that she is running errands. She's actually on assignment, and she thinks that they are Chaos agents. And this came out Saturday, November 2nd, 1968. It got a 7.6 out of 10 from 178 people. So that sounds about right. I'd say a B grade for sure. Um, and then the following week, on Saturday, November 9th, we had the return of the Ancient Mariner. And with an attempt to kidnap Admiral Hardgrade in the works, Max has him stay in his apartment. I believe that was played by William Shallert, so I'll have to look at that. But that got a 7.9 out of 10 and a straight up B for 195 people. I'm actually going to go a little bit above that, give it a B plus, and I'll tell you why. If it's the one I'm thinking of that played Emerald Hargrave, he's hilarious as an old man. And he stumbles a lot and he goes, oops, and falls. And and I'm getting older. Suzanne's getting older. I mean, heck, all my family's getting older, all our immediate family. And yeah, and we're going to be trying to walk with a cane, doing all this. I'm going, oops, and he falls down. And, I know that Mel Brooks loves senior citizens. He does. He truly does. I mean, come on, he was married to Anne Bancroft for all those years, and they were old people. But it's just no. But I mean, he loves that. It's just kind of these little pratfalls, right? A little bit of that physical comedy, and of course, Buck Henry was all about that, right? When he wrote for Saturday Night Live later and everything. So I just, it's just kind of the way it is. But it is funny though. It is funny to an extent. Yeah. But if it really happens to you, then of course, no. So you're like, yeah, not good. Yeah, because you might break a hip or some other thing, and you're like, oh shit, and then I'm stuck. Yeah, I did say that S word. Sorry, one time. That's it. Okay, so director was Jerry Hopper, and of course, Arnie Sultan, Alan Burns, Chris Hayward. As I said, you'll notice that trio of writers wrote a lot of the episodes for seasons 4 and 5. So pretty cool. All right, and then you had the regular cast of characters, of course, the triple threat of Adams and Felden and Platt. Okay, now we're going to look at a Asian actor. His name is Victor Sen Young, Yung. He plays Yamasaki in this episode, and then we'll look at the beautician, played by Lavelle Roby or Robbie. I'm not sure how she pronounced it. Robert Carvelis comes back as Larrabee. Then there's Fred Willard, who plays Lundy. Yeah, I think we'll look at three of these people today, just to cover them. Because Fred Willard, I know the name sounds familiar. He's been in it before. It's kind of cool, a few times. So, all right, so we'll look at this trivia. Okay, Lundy, Fred Willard, and Caruso, played by Vic Greco, are agents 198 and 199. Greco and Willard were a comedy team at the time. According to Willard, they were offered a spin off series, but their agent turned it down without asking them. What a dumbass. Anyway, the plot motivation for this episode, the Gaul formula, GAUL, which is a formula divided into three parts to enhance its security if intercepted by chaos, is a reference immediately apparent to anyone who took high school Latin. One of the standard texts for such courses was Julius Caesar's commentaries on the Gallic War. It begins with the sentence, Gallia est omnis divisa in partes tres, meaning Gaul is a whole divided into three parts. Not bad for my Latin. The chief tells Agent 99 to take the three parts of the Gaul formula to Lum Fong's Chinese laundry, where it will be disguised as a laundry mark and the color of a shirt and sent out of the country. In the season 1 episode, The Amazing Harry Koo, Chaos Mastermind the Claw, no, not the Claw, the Craw. He used the Chinese laundry to smuggle secret information out of the country, disguised as a laundry mark on the collar of a shirt. The title comes, of course, from the Charles Dickens novel A Tale of Two Cities, and Lamont Cranston's alter ego was the Shadow, but they use a guy named Lamont Cranston in this episode. So very cool. Okay. All right, and as far as I can see, there was no soundtracks in this, and the filming and production was done over there in Hollywood, so that's cool. All right, and we'll go ahead and look at the three here real quick. All right, so unfortunately, we did lose Victor Sen Young in 1980. He not only was an actor, but he also worked on soundtrack as well. He was in a movie with Humphrey Bogart called Across the Pacific in 1942. It says, achieving both film and TV notice during his lengthy career, this diminutive Asian American character was born Victor Cheong Young on October 18, 1915, in San Francisco, to Chinese immigrants. When his mother died during the influenza epidemic of 1918 to 1919, his father placed Victor and his sister in a children's shelter and returned to China, returning to the USA in the mid-1920s, having remarried. The two children were released back to his guardianship and began learning Chinese. And to contribute to the family income, Young did a lot of different work. He passed away November 1st, 1980, when he was only 65 years old. Sorry. Okay. In the movie I just mentioned, Across the Pacific, which featured the late great Humphrey Bogart, he plays Joe Totsuko as Sen Young. And then in 1942, he was Jimmy Chan in Castle in the Desert. I believe that featured the great Charlie Chan. Then Charlie Chan in Panama in 1940 before that as Jimmy Chan. And then he also was in Murder Over New York, which was one of the Charlie Chan films where he plays Jimmy Chan again. And the last thing he worked on was in 1980 posthumously. He was in a movie called The Man with Bogart's Face, and he plays Mr. Wing in that. And then that was in 80. And oh, wow, cool. He was in the Sid and Marty Krofft series Dr. Shrinker. Dr. Shrinker, Dr. Shrinker. Yeah, and he plays Ramu in that for one episode. And that was season 1, episode 16, The Little Prince. Yeah, I remember that. That's so cool. Then he was in How the West Was Won TV series. He plays a hospital attendant in that in 1979. And that was from season 3, episode 10, called China Girl. Little China Girl. Yeah, I remember that song from David Bowie. Okay, so that was Victor Sen Young. All right, cool. All right, I will be right back. I'm glad all of you are watching. I really appreciate this. Okay, I'm going to mute myself for just a few minutes. I will be right back. I'm on a Jaluja break. We shall return. All right, everybody. Can you hear me okay? Rawr. I like that from Jamie. Okay, so I'm back. And again, I do want to mention quickly before we get back here into the thick of things. I can hear you fine, Mikey. Thank you. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate that, my friend. Okay, so before I get back into things here, I do want to quickly mention again, ladies and gentlemen, you have been so awesome to us. This is today, after I'm done recording this live, this will be our 595th, yes, 595 uh, episodes that we've done over the course of all the years. Like I said, over the 20-year period of all three channels I've worked on, along with my beautiful wife, Suzanne, uh, 595 videos in our triple Mike in our triple Mikey Sue's playlist. We're only 5 away from 600. That's a lot of videos over a course of 20 years. And I'm so proud to say that I really enjoyed doing a lot of those videos for a lot of our friends. There are some friends we lost along the way, but they became haters, and that's their loss. No big deal. But over that time, we had a lot of fun. We had a terrible computer at one time, which was 15 years old. But what I'm trying to say, the point I'm trying to make is that all of you, with your prayers, your love, support, conviction, and drive, you've given us the strength to continue to do these wonderful webcams and live streams occasionally. And we, believe me, if we didn't have your overall support, folks, we'd never do this. I would stop. I would. I would. If I felt like it wasn't worth it anymore, if my beautiful wife, who is my also my producer, if she agreed with me, I would say, yeah, I'd stop doing them. But because you folks are so enthusiastic and you leave us so many likes, like I said, um, the usual goal is we try for 10 likes. And if we get to 10 likes, that's awesome because I always say 10 like hype. Yay. I appreciate that. Really do. It does help the algorithm to a small extent. Not a great one, but I mean, but it's fun. It's fine. I'm in no mood right now to expedite it, so to speak, and try to get monetized. I don't need that. I'm completely happy where we are, and even though we do live on a limited budget and a very lower income, we're all still doing well. And my wife is the best, of everything. She's also a great budget manager for us, and hopefully I can contribute a little bit, next year when I become eligible. I believe I become eligible for Social Security down in the States, and I want to try to maintain that dual citizenship. So yeah, that's coming up next year. I want to be able to do that to help out, right? And have little Social Security checks show up. Of course, I don't have to do taxes on them. That's stupid. Isn't that weird? Yeah. Well, anyway, at least I can help out around here. But thank you again for saying that, Kevin. I do appreciate that. And then I do appreciate still having a couple of people watching this. So that's very cool. That's really good. Okay. All right. So we talked about Victor Sen Young, who unfortunately passed away at the age of 65. Now we'll look at Lavelle Robbie or Roby. She played a beautician. And guess what? This wonderful African American actress is still alive. She was born March 17th, 1941. So officially, she's 84 years young, but she'll turn 85 if she reaches her birthday next month. I hope she does. Captivating, gifted, and sensational, Lavelle Robbie's presence has been felt in theaters, stages, television screens, and print modeling throughout the world. Initially coming to Hollywood in 1960 to attend UCLA, she became a part of the explosion of black female faces on the American acting scene in the 1960s. Like her contemporaries of that era, Ruby Dee, Eartha Kitt, Diane Carroll, Nichelle Nichols from the original TOS Star Trek. The multifaceted Lavelle is known as a sexy, sultry, and versatile actress, and she has appeared in numerous TV shows as well, from classics and so on. Okay, some of the well-known either movie or TV she's known for. In 1970, she was Vanessa in Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. There was the Valley of the Dolls, and then Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, which is pretty cool. In 1981, she appeared in a TV series called Dark Room. That's a very old series. She plays Dr. Wilkerson in that. And that was from the very first episode of season 1 called Closed Circuit. Then she did appear in the Dame Angela Lansbury series, TV series, Murder, She Wrote, as a nurse. That was in 1985. And she was in the season 1 episode from episode 19 called Armed Response. And then in 2015, she was in a movie called Freaks of Nature. And in that, she plays Mrs. Franklin. So very cool. Love Lavelle Robbie or Roby. The last thing she's worked in so far, last year in 2025, she worked in a movie called One of Them Days, where she plays Dorothy. And according to IMDb background information, which right now is in post-production, is a movie called Jules and Jonas, The Vertical Truth. And in that, she plays a character named Leslie. So that should be cool. Lavelle Roby. I'll have to look, or Robbie. Robbie, tomato. Let's call the whole thing out. Okay. Anyway, however it's pronounced. All right. So Lavelle, yay. I'm so glad you're still alive, young lady. All right. Yeah, you never want to call them old lady. Just call them young or just extension. Okay, let's look at Fred Willard. Okay, unfortunately, we did lose Fred Willard to the dreaded pandemic in 2020. And remember, he was an actor, but also a writer. He worked on soundtrack. He did a special thing or he was in a trailer for Classic Hollywood Cinemas where he acted in. Fred Willard radiated a unique charm that established him as one of the industry's most gifted comic actors, first coming to prominence as ambitious but dim-witted sidekick Jerry Hubbard to Martin Mull's smarmy talk show host Barf Gimble in the devastating satirical series Fernwood Tonight in 1977. A master of sketch comedy, he was most heralded for his quick wit and improvisational expertise. His 50 appearances and sketches on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno were indicative of his ability to improvise and act. His birth date was September 18th, 1933. So he's a September baby like me. Woohoo! He died May 15th, 2020, at the age of 86, unfortunately. He was nominated for 5 Primetime Emmy Awards. Okay, in the year 2000, he appeared in Best in Show with the late great Catherine O'Hara as Buck Laughlin. Then in 2003, he was in A Mighty Wind. Again, that was the one with Eugene Levy and, of course, the late great Catherine O'Hara as Mike LaFontaine. And then in 2004, he was an Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy, with the Will Ferrell. And in that one, he played Ed Harkin. And then in 2004, he was in that movie with the Harold and Kumar and Neil Patrick Harris as Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. And he played Dr. Willoughby in that one in 2004. And the last thing he worked on as himself, he was in what they called NPR Mageddon. So National Public Radio Mageddon, or like Armageddon. It was a podcast series from 3 years ago. And in 2023, in the 3 episodes, he did season 1, episode 1, Rise of Skullgore. Episode 4 was called Let Me Bend Your Ear Mouse. And episode 8 was episode 8, Fall of Skullgore. Wow. So interesting. Then he did a TV movie in 2021 called Captain Daddy, where he plays Daddy in that. So very cool. Well, unfortunately, we lost Fred Willard. So posthumous appearances in movies and stuff after he had passed. So, yeah. So good to see Fred Willard. Rest in peace, my friend. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and take a look at our next episode, which is called The Return of the Ancient Mariner. And let's see. All right, so we have 4 likes now. Thank you so much. Appreciate that a lot. Okay. Yes. William Shallert played Admiral Hargrave. All right. So we're going to go ahead and look at William Shallert as Admiral Hargrave, Jack Cassidy as Mr. Bob, and George de Normand as a naval officer. He was uncredited. And of course, we did have Robert Carvelis as Larrabee returned. Okay. All right, so let's look at the trivia. Oh, I'm sorry, we almost forgot. And the writers were Alan Burns, Chris Hayward, and Arnie Sultan, of course, written by Leonard Stern. And the director of this episode was Gary Nelson. Almost forgot that. Sorry about that, folks. Okay. All right. Besides appearing as Admiral Hargrave, William Shallert also provided the voice of the chameleon. And the title is a reference to the poem The Rime, R-I-M-E, of the Ancient Mariner by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. And William Shallert not only made 4 appearances as Admiral Hargrave, but he was also the temperamental assassin Earl Kibbe in the Get Smart episode Witness for the Execution. Nice. All right. And of course, no soundtracks. And of course, filming and production done at Paramount Studios there in Hollywood. All right. So let's take a look at those 3 gentlemen. Okay. Okay, well, like we said, William Shallert, he did pass away in the year 2016. He was on a great movie I liked called Colossus: The Forbidden Project in 1970. Actor, additional crew, and he also worked on soundtrack. The son of Edwin Shallert, drama editor of the Los Angeles Times and the dean of West Coast Critics, William Shallert became interested in an acting career while at UCLA in 1942. After graduation, he became involved with the Circle Theater, eventually becoming one of its owners, and made his film debut in The Foxes of Harrow in 1947. He then became ubiquitous in movies and TV ever since, and from 1979 up until 1981, he was president of the Screen Actors Guild, and he stayed active with SAG projects and said he never regretted his decision. His birth date was July 6, 1922. He did die on May 8th, 2016. He was 93 years old, so he had a very good life. Okay. Going to the Wayback Machine, in the original Incredible Shrinking Man, he was Dr. Arthur Bramson. From 1963 to 1966, he did the Patty Duke Show as the, he played the dad, Martin Lane. He also played his twin brother, Kenneth Lane, and he was also Uncle Jed Lane for 104 episodes. Then in 1967, In the Heat of the Night, the original movie, Mayor Schubert in that one. And then in 1987, he was in Inner Space. And that was the one that I believe featured Dennis. Who was the name of that actor? I dang it. Somebody help me out. Anyway, Dr. Greenbush, he played in that in 1987 in Inner Space. Yeah. And the last thing he worked on TV was Two Broke Girls, that TV series. And he was uncredited as an elevator operator for one episode. And that was season 3, episode 20, and the Not Broke Parents is what it was called. Nice. And I'll take a look at Inner Space here real quick. Yeah, that was the one directed by Joe Dante. It featured Dennis Quaid, Martin Short, and Meg Ryan. Yeah, that was a good one. And he has that famous line. He has that famous line where he says, "I'm possessed." Yep. Fun stuff there from Martin Short. And yeah, that was a great movie for him. So thank you, William Shallert. Rest in peace. Okay. And finally, let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, no. And then secondly, we're looking at Jack Cassidy. Remember, he passed in 1976. He was an actor and soundtrack. He was in the Iger Sanction, which featured the great Clint Eastwood. Actor Jack Cassidy, by his own design, defied mere definition from the day he was born in Richmond Hills, New York in 1927 until his tragic death in 1976. He was nominated for 2 Primetime Emmy Awards. An actor, singer, writer, designer, the consummate showman, and irrefutable creative entity, his life never followed a simple path, nor did it ever lead quite where expected. Of course, he is the dad of David Cassidy, uh, and also was married to Shirley Jones, the two that came from the Partridge Family. And Sean Cassidy, that was his other son, who was in the Adventures of the Hardy Boys, and Nancy Drew Mysteries, if you remember that. Yet, in the end, his impact on the entertainment community has been unmistakable and unforgettable. And he was the youngest of 5 children born to immigrant parents. So yeah, he was born March 5th, 1927, and then he died December 12th, 1976, at 49 years of age. Yeah, he didn't live for long. As I said, he was in the Iger Sanction with Clint Eastwood as Miles Mello in 75. He was in a TV series for 26 episodes from 67 to 68 called He and She. And in that TV series, he played Oscar North. In 1961, he was in a movie called Look in Any Window as Gareth Lowell. And in 1974, in the TV series Great Performances, he was Paul Sears in an episode called June Moon, Season 2, Episode 2. Okay. And then he was in one movie posthumously in 1977, the last appearance. It was called The Private Files of J. Edgar Hoover, and he was Damon Runyon in that. Also, he appeared for one episode in of the Feather and Father Gang TV series. He was in McCloud for one episode as Lord Charles Bridges, and in the Feather and Father he played Bishop. And then he was in Benny and Barney Las Vegas Undercover as Jules Rosen TV movie. So yeah, he did a few things before he passed away. He was involved in a lot of projects. So that is the late and great Jack Cassidy. Thank you, sir. All right. And finally, we have George de Normand. And George de Normand was born in September 22nd, my birthday, 1903. Then he died December 23rd, 1976. He was 73 years old, so he had a good life. He worked as an actor, he was in stunt work, and he also did additional crew. And George de Normand's life is an example of somebody whose life is almost too eventful to be true. Once he got out of the military, thank you for your service, George, he became a professional boxer. And like most boxers, his career only lasted a handful of professional bouts. However, it opened up the door to a move to appearing as a stuntman in films. So very cool. Very cool. All right. So in 1967, he was in a movie called The Money Jungle, where he plays Jim Houston, his character. In 1952 to 1953, he was in a short lived TV series called Cowboy G Men. Uh, and in 1952, he was in season one, episode 6, called Center Fire as Ned Broden. That was his name in the episode. And then in season one, episode 23, the next year, he was the Canadian postmaster in a episode called General Delivery. So that was cool. In 1937, to the Wayback Machine, chapters 4 and 5, he was in The Painted Stallion as Luke Oldham. And then in 1955, he was in chapter 3, King of the Carnival as Garth. All right. And the last thing he worked on was uncredited as an actor, The Other Side of Midnight in 1977. That was his name. Oh, yeah. And he was an audience member in the sequel to Westworld, Future World, in 1976. So very cool. Yeah. Very, very cool. All righty. Okay, folks. So that is it for today for episodes 7 and 8 of season 4. There we go. There we go. All right. And tomorrow, of course, we'll go ahead like we do on Tuesdays and do our next segment of 2 episodes. Tomorrow will be episodes 9 and 10. So let's look at the titles for that. Okay. And with love and twitches. And this is talks about 86 and 99's wedding day. And that's going to be good. And then episode 10 is going to be the Laser Blazer. Oh, that's so funny. That's when the craw comes back. The claw, not the claw, the craw. Yeah, that guy's always funny. I love that. So here we go. So that's our next 2 episodes tomorrow. Kevin's laughing. Yeah. That's a funny line. The claw? No, not the claw, the craw. Too funny. Anyway, okay. So we got, I'm sorry, it still makes me laugh to this day. I might go back and watch it. How about that? Oh, I should. Makes me laugh. Okay, so we got 4 likes. We got 1 person still watching. Thank you. I'm sure one of them is my beautiful wife, Suzanne. Okay, so tomorrow we'll do episodes 9 and 10. That'll be Get Smart Continues 4.5. And like I said, we're not too far away from 600 total episodes in our Mikey Sue's in our triple Mikey Sue's playlist. So make sure you check out some past episodes, things that we've done, and see if you can get some of your friends to watch them so that you can hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. We got 70 people in our family that have subscribed to us and really enjoy our channels. We really do appreciate all your love and support and prayers. And don't forget to hit that bell. This one right here. I used to be able to ring bells. There we go. And don't forget to share, please. Make sure you do share this with your family and friends. Okay. All right. So, sometime tomorrow, just keep that notification bell on so you get all notifications when you subscribe. Okay. Not much else going on this week. Like I said, we do the episodes tomorrow. Hopefully, the Hill Jack Happy Hour is back on Tuesday, late Tuesday night. Usually starts around 11:30 Eastern p.m. So hopefully, folks, you get to see me on that tomorrow. Wednesday, I know Chrissy from Brain Benders Banter will be doing our next trivia show, panel versus chat. I'll be there with Grumple Stiltskin, myself. Hopefully, one other person will be there with us, so we'll have at least 3 on the panel to go up against Sir Lemon Citrus. Yeah, Lemon Pie Citrus, and Kevin and everybody else. That's this Wednesday. That starts at usually 12:30 a.m. the next day for me, which would be Thursday. But that'd be 9:30 her time, Chrissy's time over in Sacramento, California. Yeah, Kevin. Yes, I will definitely be there on Wednesday. Thank you, Kevin. I do appreciate when you and Sir Lemon are there. That helps a lot. Really does. See what else is going on. Okay. Then Friday, we're not doing any. Well, Thursday and Friday this week, we're not doing anything really. Friday, I know we're going to try and go see our friends Adam and Lisa, and hopefully we might do a live show or a live podcast, just saying hello to everybody and you getting to know better. 4 people in our family. Lisa and Adam are a great couple, and I would love me and Suzanne to meet them and see how they're doing and everything. So that would be nice. Saturday, I've been reassured by my good friend Chance Bartels that we will be doing a nostalgic pod blast at 5:30 5 p.m. on this coming Saturday. His time, his and my time are the same. Hopefully, Al Hardy will be there from Al's place. We'll have maybe Sarah coming over from My Flock is Everything. I know we'll have Natalie, his girlfriend and producer, helping out the show. So that'll be this Saturday. And then on Sunday, we hope to do the first MOPS project. I would like to get special co-host Chrissy to help. I want my beautiful wife to be there because we're going to talk about Greece. We're going to talk about Sound of Music as a couple of things. If I can get Larry to join, hopefully I can because I know he's taking his trip on Thursday. But if he's back by Sunday, I'd love to get him up there so that he can talk about his time on Jesus Christ Superstar, and we'll also talk about Godspell. So we're going to have a good show. It should be about 2 hours long. I want to start at no later than 5 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern time here because Chrissy's got a prior show that she's dedicated to after it. And I just want to make sure we get a chance to talk with her and hang out and, talk about plays and things like that. And as part of the MOPS, musicals, operas, and plays. That's what we're talking about. All right, cool. So that should be this coming Sunday. Something will happen on Sunday, okay? On the 15th, something will happen. So we'll have something going on. Okay. And let's see. And then the following Sunday after that, I'll be talking about my all-time favorite opera called La Traviata. That does sound kind of boring, I know, but it is. But it has personal. I have a personal connection to it, a very personal preference. It was one of the few operas I ever got to see live without being on television, without being on great performances, on a PBS station or anything. I saw this live in our own Phoenix Symphony Hall there in Arizona. It was wonderful. I loved it. And I didn't even fall asleep. That's weird. Because I know most operas, people just kind of go, and are sleeping. No, I was wide awake because it was for our band at the time, and our band teacher took us there to watch it and to follow the instruments, mostly because I was playing the flute, things like that. So we were watching the instruments in the box, they call it the box orchestra there, and they were playing as Latravia was playing and on stage, and it was just fantastic. I gotta say, I really enjoyed it, and one of these future mops shows, live streams. These are all live streams, okay? So one of the future live streams I plan on doing is with Carmen. Carmen is my one of my other favorite operas of all time. I love Carmen, and I did get to see Carmen on great performances on public broadcasting station in Tempe, Arizona, called KAET Channel 8. Yeah, and it was fun. It was fun. So that's all coming up in the future, folks. Hopefully you'll check us out, and like I said, don't forget to hit those notifications. Okay. So with 5 wonderful likes, we got 1 person still watching. Very, very cool. All right, so we'll see you folks tomorrow. We'll do episodes 9 and 10. Season 4 of Get Smart continues, which will be called Get Smart Continues 4.5. So check it out on our YouTube titles and everything for our channel. And I'd like to say, on behalf of my beautiful wife, Suzanne, always says, leave everything in God's hands. To my beautiful and awesome and great man, and my brother in arms, Larry of Beers of Adventures, who always says, always be yourself. Love you, brother. Love from the heart from all this. And of course, those wonderful brothers of mine, Jim and Matt, who said, remember, they helped me say, remember, you never know where you'll hear or see me next. So don't forget that notification bell. Yeah, I like to add. I kind of added that myself, but it's kind of funny, I guess. And of course, peace always from myself, Suzanne, and our beautiful cats, Deja Vu and Moon Pie. Um, we love all of you out there. And remember, a quick prayer to everybody here in the chat, and to everyone in our beautiful ChattyBloggerMS community, family members, not just subs to us, 70 strong, and we're still building that up today. So I want to say, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Amen. Blessing to everybody out there, and you know who we have that needs extra help. Amen from Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. Yes, thank you. I appreciate your prayers uh, immensely when you do that. So, on behalf of Kevin's Theme Park Adventures, make sure you go to his channel, check him out. He's got some good video there last year of the 70th anniversary of Disneyland. He also does have a few good Cristo del Rey celebrations, the church there, that he has in his videos, and I have those. Those are very, very cool videos there, Mr. Kevin. So make sure everybody checks it out. From King Jamie the Mad, my KC hippie brother. Yes, we both think that the 49ers and the Chiefs should have been in the Super Bowl again this year. But hey, we don't always get what we want. That's all right. But King Jamie the Mad, make sure you check out his gaming channel. Make sure you check out his videos. He's got some good stuff there too. So make sure you hang out with King Jamie the Mad. Also, we had Jake Hudson. Thank you, Jake. Love that you were here, brother. I met Jake through Chrissy. He's a good man. He's got some good channel. Make sure you go there. The way he does have it spelled though is Jake SUS or HUSDON and then 8452, as exactly says there. But it is Hudson. But he decided to switch it around to make it a more interesting channel. I think you did. So you succeeded there, Jake. All right. So on behalf of Kevin and Jamie and Jake and my beautiful wife Suzanne, Yeah. And like I say in the past, yeah, Kevin says, yeah, they would have been in the Super Bowl. Both of them would have if they had made it. Yeah. But on behalf of everybody I mentioned here in the chat, and if I ever forget anybody, please, please let me know, okay? If you want to be mad at me, okay, go ahead. But just let me know if I kind of forget. You know, Warehouse 13 is starting to break down. It's going, you know, starting going low. Yeah, so I'm starting to forget a few things here and there, but I'm old. Come on, I can use that as an excuse for a little while. you know. Um, but anyway, thank you all so much for being here. And remember, be safe out there. There are some storms coming up soon, some very rainy, floody storms in Cali. We got lots of snow headed our way here in Toronto, everywhere across the country. Even you there in KC, brother. So be careful. You too, Jake. Be careful out there. Uh, so everyone, thank you again so much for coming, and we'll see you tomorrow sometime. Like I said, I never choose the right time. I don't choose the right time or anything. It's just let you know it'll be out there sometime tomorrow afternoon, sometime on Tuesday, and we'll cover, like I said, episodes. Yeah, episodes 9 and 10. Yep, we'll cover those. It'll be 4.5 tomorrow. All right. So everybody, take care of yourselves. Like I said, be safe. And remember, if you ever need God's help, a simple prayer is only a moment away. If you need his help, let him know. And everybody, and hey, Bone, hi, Bone. Bone, I was almost gone there, but you got in just in time. Big prayers to you too, Bone. Yes, make sure you check out Bone 305's channel as well. And hello there, Bone. And Kevin says hello to Bone. Yeah, please, everyone, make sure you check out Bone 305. He has some good content there and a good channel, and make sure you all check him out as well. Oh, Bone just got home. Okay. Oh, cool. Well, welcome, Bone. I'm glad you got home safe. Yeah. Just. yeah. It's it's okay, my friend. It's okay, my brother. I know you were rushing. Yeah. It happens. We can all mistype. You know, it's autocorrect. Damn autocorrect. Yeah. Good to see you, Bone. Yeah, it is great to see you, Bone. I'm glad that you were able to make it last minute to come in and say hello, and put in your wonderful support. We love it. We love it, dude. And hey, Kevin from Bone. Yeah, great to see you, folks. Um, well, I guess I could remind you one last thing. As I said, this coming Thursday, uh, our brother Larry from Be Yourself Adventures is going up north, somewhere along Route 66. It's a mystery. He's already done a poll, and everybody chose a mystery. Of course, I chose something else. You know me. I'm the outsider. I choose everything else, uh, but he's doing a mystery travel destination, and he's going to take his son Tyler with him, and of course, I hope he takes Diane as well, and hopefully Ronnie, our friend Ronnie with Kaya in London. Great grandkids that she has there, and yeah, that should be a lot of fun. So make sure you keep an eye out for Be Yourself Adventures for a future video from our illustrious Larry. Yeah. And you get your kicks on Route 66. Get up, get out, get up. Yeah. Get up, get out, go down, up or go up north, up to 66. Travel it, yeah. Oh, YouTube. Oh, my lord. Oh boy. Oh boy, I tell you. okay. Well. Oh, yes. Now I can finally say this. And of course, on behalf of Gene Siskel and his wonderful family foundation, and now the aisles closed from Siskel and Ebert at the movies. Both of them, of course, gone, but rest in peace. All right. So everybody take, yeah, Kevin laughing again. Yeah, it's so funny. All right. Well, everyone, take care. And we're going to make it exactly an hour here. So if you have anything to say it in the next 30 seconds. There goes Bone. Oh, Bone's an angel. Good to see you, Bone. It really is. I'm glad you came in last minute, sir. I do appreciate that. So one more time, on behalf of Bone, Kevin, Jake, and of course, yeah, Bone, Kevin, Jake, and of course Jamie, King Jamie the Man, or King Jamie the Mod, whatever you want to call him. On behalf of all you guys and my beautiful Suzanne, thank you all for being here and take care of yourselves. We'll see you next time on ChattyBloggerMS, which you know means for Mikey Sues. So take care, everybody. Bye, Mikey. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you, Kevin. Take care, my brother. Take care, all you brothers and sisters. We'll see you next time.